So today's content, we're going to cover a lot of stuff that's going to be online, and we're going to be looking at some various websites. But a lot of what we cover, in fact, all of what we cover is not the official views of Caltrans or the Federal Highway Administration. So it's our views, and just want to make sure we have that disclaimer out there. So why don't we get started? This class is intended to cover certain types of online bidding opportunities. So if you're looking, for example, for additional bidding opportunities, perhaps you're looking to capture new work, you're interested in working with Caltrans or with Federal Highway Administration or even other US DOT funded projects, we're going to be covering some of that in today's webinar. Maybe you're overwhelmed with, there's so many websites that are out there. Some of us get tons of emails from the various agencies and owners that identify work, and sometimes it's hard to really figure out, what we should be bidding on and whether or not we even understand what's being put out for bid. And that's something that we're definitely going to cover today. And maybe you're looking for an effective way of conducting your business development. How do you go out and conduct business development? Is it sort of like hit and miss for you? Do you do it kind of sporadically, or kind of, whenever you hear something through a referral, or whenever you are perhaps between jobs, right, between projects? So something that we'll cover as well. So we're going to go over a little bit about Cal Procure and how that works, and how you can take advantage of that. So that's a good example of a website that provides you with automated bid notifications when work that you are interested in proposing on or performing becomes available. Now, some of you may also subscribe to other automatic bid notification services, for example, BidSync or Planet Bids, or maybe RFP Finder. There are various search engines that are available that provide for, and some of these are for a fee, will provide you with opportunities on a regular basis, even several times a week, of solicitations that are issued by numerous agencies in the work areas. And typically they're sorted by NAICS, or the North American Industrial Classification System codes, right? So these NAICS codes are generally what you're going to enter when you identify yourself or your firm's profile. So moving on to the workshop approach, I wanted to just quickly summarize what we're trying to do here. So what we want to do is identify some websites for you, help you identify some opportunities, also provide you with some information about the Match Advantage tool. The DB Supported Services program has several tools that are available to the participants. Those that have signed up for DB Advantage have access to certain benefits, and one of them is the Match Advantage tool, which provides you, similar to perhaps Cal Procure or BidSync or some of these other automatic bid notification systems. Match Advantage will provide you, at no cost to your firm, automatic solicitation notifications for all of Caltrans projects in the southern region, so you're not having to sort through statewide opportunities. And then secondly, it also includes solicitations and opportunities from our partner agencies, which have identified themselves as partners to the DB Supported Services program. And partners will include, for example, some of the larger local agencies here in the region, like OCTA or RCTC, or SBCTA, SANDAG, and so forth. So now, if we look at Caltrans' bidding information, one of the, and Caltrans has a very extensive website. Sometimes, you get lost in it when you go into it. However, there are a couple of links to the website that are extremely valuable to a small business. One of them is the Caltrans Contractors Corner, and if we click on this Contractors Corner, and we'll take a quick look at this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the login. But while she's getting the login, what we'll find is that to be able to get into the Cali Procure, you're going to have to establish a, a login and a password. And what that does is it gives you the opportunity to look at the Caltrans opportunities and solicitations that are available to you, and you can search those by various keywords and codes and so forth. So the other thing that's available through the Cali Procure is, and through the Caltrans Contractors Corner, are certain information about, first of all, general information, but also advertisement information. What's being advertised, what has been advertised, what's currently out for bid, what's currently been awarded, and cost data. There's certain data about costs and so forth. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and those of you that are looking at your screen now, we're going to go ahead and click on the Get Public Procurement Information. And once you're here, what you'll find is that you can now go into select current bids. And what this will do, when we look at that, it'll tell you exactly what's available in terms of current bids. So now here, what it'll allow us to do is, now what we can do is we can either go in and look at a saved search. So those of you that have used this before, you can see that, and I believe we have somebody with an environmental background. So like, let's say we clicked on environmental, for example, and what that would do is that would load the environmental event name in the search fields. And then secondly, what I would recommend doing here is also, you know, if you can save some of this information when you have, if you have your account set up. For example, we have 2660 for the department number, but if you, why don't we click on that, and you can see this is a very extensive list of every agency in the state. And some of these are, you know, pretty obscure agencies, right? So if you can scroll down, let's just keep scrolling down, you can see it's everything from the Court of Appeals, the Judicial Council, you know, various agencies from the government's office, or the governor's office, you know, environmental offices, Office of Emergency Services, on and on and on. It goes into the Department of Fish and Wildlife, the Department of Motor Vehicles, the Trade Controller's Office. So it's a very broad list. And now, so here, what we've done is we've identified 2660 as the Caltrans department number. Now, if we go ahead and hit search, what this will do is this will show what's currently out for bid that has the term environmental. So in this case, you can see we have an architectural and engineering on-call environmental generalist services in LA County. So this is actually a District 7 opportunity that's available. It's been posted, and you can see the due date here is August 18th. Now, the other project that's available is also an on-call, and this deals with primarily hazardous substance removal service. And unfortunately, unless we click on that, oh no, we can tell. This is a District 11 opportunity, which would be in the San Diego area, right? So both of these are just coincidentally happen to be regional opportunities. So this would be your first step. Now, if you wanted to drill down further, we could click on one of these and actually look at more information. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just click on one? And you can see now that you have a little bit more information about the event itself. If we scroll down just a bit, you can see it was published on June 23rd. The event end date, or the solicitation due date, is August 8th for this one. And here you can see that Caltrans is looking for on-call emergency hazardous material waste or underground tank container and drum removal and health and safety services during the construction of projects, you know, in District 11, right? So this is a pretty straightforward requirement. There is no pre-bid conference. We have a list of various UNFPSC codes here, and then they also identify the different licenses that are going to be required for this type of work. And now, if we want to download the actual IFB or the solicitation, we can do that. We're not going to do that because these are generally pretty big solicitations. So this is a free service to you. Now, those of you that have been on this website, on the Caltrans website, may already know that you can get lost in this website. So it's important if you can save, as a favorite, some of these links. I think that's very important. But this specific website includes general information, or the Contractor's Corner includes general information, advertisement, bidding, and awards data. So I wanted to maybe start looking at, let's start with advertisement. Now, if we scroll down, now what this does is it gives you information about advertised projects, what's out to bid, 12-month advertising schedule, and we're gonna look at that here in a minute. Plan holders, which are very important, especially for small businesses that are looking for teaming partners or looking to call some prime contractors on open bids. But let's start with the 12-month advertising schedule. Let's look at that. Now, this is a pretty extensive schedule. So if you look at this schedule, you'll see what it does is it provides you with information by district, right, by county, and then the work description. It's a very limited work description. So let's say that we were to go at District 7, the top one there, that shows the implement stormwater mitigation best management practices, right? So if we look at that one there, you'll see that that's approximately $18.7 million, and the proposed advertisement date is going to be on or about August 14th. So now you know if that's the kind of work you do and that's the kind of work you're looking for, then you know that sometime in mid-August you want to be looking for this particular solicitation. Now, these proposed advertisement dates aren't always accurate. Sometimes these get delayed, or they might even get canceled. So it's important to check back. However, what we have done under the program, and we do this for anyone, is we've taken this list and we've prepared a much more comprehensive view of each one of these. And why don't we go over to the website? Those of you that haven't been on this website, this is the DB Supportive Services website. This is available to anyone. And if we look at, for example, resources, for example, here what you'll see is you'll see the look ahead. Let's scroll down a little bit, and let's go to the last look ahead, the June 17th look ahead. Now, we're currently updating this for the July look ahead. So let's go to the far left, and let's start looking at the fields here, starting with the category. So here what we've done is we've broken this down between construction and professional services, or construction and engineering, for example. We've broken it down by district for you. We have information that you'll see on the Caltrans website, but what you also see, in addition to the description of work and the estimated amount, you'll also see the potential NAICS codes. So if you are certified as a DBE and you're looking for work, we can identify here the types of NAICS codes that are being performed under each work. We've also included work codes for you. These are Caltrans work codes. And then finally, we provided a little more description about the type of work. So if you want to do a quick look and say, hey, I'm looking for demolition, we do demolition work, or we do concrete and curb work, or you can see there's other types of work, intelligent transportation systems, concrete barriers, and on and on. But what you'll see is, in addition to that, so you also see that we'll have the licenses that are generally going to be required for the work, and then a little more work in terms, a little bit more information in terms of the work itself, and then finally some keywords to help you search for this solicitation once it comes out. Using these keywords will help you find those solicitations. So this is just an example of how the DB Supported Services program can help you sort of pinpoint some of the information you're looking for. Let's go back to the Caltrans website. Let's get out of here. So this is the look ahead, right? So now let's go back to advertisement real quick. So I want to share a couple more things here. The advertised projects is another feature that might be helpful to you. And if you click on that, one of the challenges you're going to have, so these are projects that are advertised this week. This is between July 24th and I believe today, yeah. The challenge you have here is that you have to have some information available to look for these jobs or look for these projects, right? So if you look at the search mechanism, so now you have the ability to go in by contract number, bid open date, or add date. That doesn't give you a lot of choices, right? So if you don't know the contract number or the bid open date or the add date, then it's hard for you to really search this way. So this feature, although it's a good feature, doesn't really give you a lot of information if you don't know any of these three fields, right? So I just want to point that out. Now, let's go to bidding. And this is an important area here. This is very helpful in that it gives you information about when the upcoming bid openings are happening, the Caltrans Bidding Connect, which it might be something that some of you are interested in doing. We can click on that here in a minute, but I also wanted to share with you that there are other items with regards to insurance requirements, if you need to withdraw a bid, which hopefully never happens, and so forth. So this gives you a lot of good information as it relates to bidding. So let's take a quick look at the Bidding Connect. Now here, similarly to what we had before, we would have to create a login, and then once you're in, the feature here allows you to manage, the project you're interested. This is where, if you're interested in getting bid notification, this will help you with downloading bids, looking at, information that you've opted in on in terms of the type of projects and so forth. So this is a really neat feature if you're interested in receiving information on Caltrans bids and opportunities. Okay, and then the last section I want to cover today is the award section. This award section is also good if you're looking to figure out who was awarded the contract. It's an award. It has an award tracker feature. It has the contract award status. It has awarded contracts. So let's click on awarded contract. And now similarly here, we would have to look at, for example, let's type in District 8. We don't know the bid open date. We don't know the award date. But let's just type in a contractor. Let's try a contractor. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's try Skanska, for example. And go ahead and say find records. Now there may not be anything that comes up, but there is. So here you go. So here's an example. These are somewhat dated, but here's an example. If you're looking to see, well, I heard that Skanska won a contract in District 8. You can go in here and say, well, what did they win? When was the bid opening? Who's the contractor? This happened to be a joint venture between Skanska and Tiger. But you can see the bid amount, what was awarded, where's the location, and then the type of work. This happened to be realignment and widening 2 to 4 lanes in the expressway, right? So that's an example of a fairly large project. That's the information you can get from these types of features in the Caltrans website. Let's look at, do you want to get paid for your work? There's a link for that. This is important if you are on a contract, on a Caltrans contract, and you need to understand where the payment schedule is at, whether or not the prime's been paid, are you going to get paid, and so forth. We're not going to go there now, but it's available to you, and this link is something that if you want to look at that, especially if you have a Caltrans contract, it's an important link. The other link that we have deal with Caltrans construction process, the requirements, standards. These are all very important to you because many times you are not able to get paid until you fill out the right form. So you have to make sure that forms as it relates to the type of work you're doing, the certifications and so forth are also completed properly. All right, so now I'd like to do is focus a little bit more on looking at who bid what, and then we're going to look at other bid opportunities that are out there for you to look at. So let's start with the plan holders link, which will allow us to look at plan holders that have received information from Caltrans. So now when we look at the various bid opportunities, BidSync or Planet Bids or government bids or any other bid notification system. Well, these are going to be very important for various reasons. You could either do a pay-for service. For example, our firm uses BidSync, and I think we also use RFP Finder. And then we have a lot of free sites that we have automatic notification back to us. But these are important types of bid notification systems that we strongly recommend that your firm sign up for. Now, some of these are going to cost you money. A lot of them are free. For example, FedBizOps, those of you that are interested in searching federal procurement through any of the federal agencies like the Department of Transportation directly from them, or the Department of Defense, the Navy, the Army, and so forth, the Veteran Administration, or the DOE, or the EPA, or you can go straight to FedBizOps, sign up for it, and you can get the same kind of automatic bid notifications through those websites as you would through the ones we just covered with CalEProcure. In addition to that, we have other local websites that we strongly recommend that you consider if you haven't already signed up for. So, for example, the City of Los Angeles has a Business Assistance Virtual Network, or BAVN, as it's called, LA BAVN, and this one allows you to sign up for anything that's coming out of the City of Los Angeles. There's also one with the Los Angeles County, and it's for all county departments. So any county department that's issuing procurements will go through this CAMIFVR website. And then the last one is the Los Angeles Metropolitan County Transportation Authority, or LA Metro. And then similarly, they will also provide you with information on their bids. Oh, I'm sorry, there's one more. The Orange County Transportation Authority is another example of one that is very useful, especially if you're looking at bidding through local agencies. Now, one thing I did want to share with all of you is that Caltrans allocates approximately 40% of their dollars, their highway dollars, to local agencies, right? So depending on what you're looking to bid on, you can go straight to Caltrans, or you can go, and I'll share with you some information related to prime contractors here in a minute, or you can go to a local agency. Now, who receives monies from Caltrans? Caltrans, I think, through the first 9 months of their fiscal year, has awarded a little bit over $1.2 billion directly themselves. Of that $1.2 billion, approximately $140 million of that has been committed to DBE firms, right? These are certified disadvantaged business enterprise firms, which is about 11.5% of the budget. So it's a pretty significant amount. But what's missing from that number are all of the other awards that are made through local agencies, right? So if you work in San Bernardino, for example, or in Riverside, you would be able to bid on work through the Riverside County Transportation Commission or through the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. And these projects may also be Caltrans funded projects, which would also have DBE goals on those projects. Similarly, down in San Diego, you could be working through SANDAG, the San Diego Association of Governments, or MTS, the Metropolitan Transit System, which is primarily FTA dollars, but also have DBE goals on their projects, or the North County Transportation District, NCTD, which have also both FTA and FHWA dollars. So there are a lot of opportunities in the local agency awards for you to pursue, and I would strongly recommend looking at, signing up on those websites. Before we go forward here, I wanted to share with you, those of you that are here locally in the Southern California region, there are several large projects that are currently open and looking for DBEs and small businesses that are available to you. Now, what we have done is we've developed a very similar system like the CalEProcure or the Bid Connect system that Caltrans has, or any of these other agencies have, or what BidSync or RFP Finder have. However, the Match Advantage system that we've developed, which is an automatic bid notification system for the DB Advantage participant, is only for Caltrans projects that have DBE goals and or any of our partners who have projects that are out for bid here in the region. So one of the things you'll find with Match Advantage is, unlike a broader bid notification system, this is going to be focused on the market area here in District 7, 8, 11, and 12. Before we take a look at that, I wanted to just share with all of you information about local opportunities that are currently available to you as a DBE or a small business. The first one is the I-405 freeway. This is an Orange County freeway, primarily between the I-605 freeway in the north down to the 73 freeway here in the Costa Mesa Irvine area. That project currently has a 16% DBE goal. It was recently awarded to a joint venture between OHL and Estaldi by the name of OC405 Partners, and they're currently in the design phase. So there's a lot of work still to be done. In fact, probably over 95% of the project has yet to be started, and that budget for that project is approximately $1.7 billion, and there'll be an outreach event for that in October that will allow you to get in front of the contractor, and we'll be posting information about that on the website, and all of you that are DBE certified. In addition to that, there's also the I-15 Express Lanes project out of District 8, which is currently has a 10% DBE goal. That is a project that was awarded to Skanska Ames, and that is an RCTC project. However, those are all federal highway dollars, and that project includes approximately $420 million of funding for both the design build and the toll services portion of that work. And then the last project I want to share with you is the I-10 extension, which is another District 8 project that's being executed through the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, and that's also has a 10% DB goal. And that project currently is at $525 million, but that is just one of several extensions that are going to be awarded through the SBCTA, or San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. And that $525 million, I think, is about a third of the monies that they plan to fund and spend on the freeway extensions and widening in the San Bernardino area. So those are just an example of work that's here locally. So let's take a quick snapshot look at, let's start with the bidding opportunities table. You look at the second link there, bids and solicitation resource list. We make this available to everyone, and this is, I think, a very useful tool for all of you that are looking for various opportunities in different areas. So and again, this is available to any of you that would like to take a copy. You can go to the website and pull it down. But you can see here that we list transportation agencies that are available in the local area. Everything from, we started Access to Caltrans to County Riverside Transportation Department, Foothill Transit, Long Beach Transit, the MTA, Metro, World Airports, Omnitrans, and so forth. So it's a very extensive list of transportation. We also include cities and counties and ports. These are all the links that will get you to their procurement sites. We have utilities. There's another huge market in utilities. Those of you that are interested, SDG&E, Edison, San Diego County Water Authority, T-Mobile, Verizon, and so forth. School districts. A big area where there was a significant amount of work for a long time was the LAUSD, and there's more work coming down the pipe from them. And then there's some miscellaneous ones that include the Department of General Services, Community Development Commission of the County of LA, SCAG, or the Southern California Association of Governments, and so forth. And we'll look now at Match Advantage. Now, Match Advantage, I want to share with you, this is available, and this is the automatic bid notification. This is available to you only if you are part of the DBE Supported Services Program or a DBE Advantage. That program is available to DBEs or potential DBEs only. However, in addition to Match Advantage, we also have a page called the Opportunities page, which puts all of these solicitations out there for you, but you're going to have to go in and search for them yourself. So why don't we take a look at the website and pull up, let's start with the bid opportunities page. And while this page is loading, we'll see here that what's available here is not just the Caltrans opportunities in the region, but also, as I mentioned, some of our key partners. And we have some pretty significant partners, and I'll share that with you here in a minute. Similar to the Caltrans website, here you can also include a keyword or a NAICS code. You can identify if you're looking specifically for Caltrans projects or other projects or partner projects. So an example here, and we'll just take a quick, let's throw in a quick, let's do a quick search here. Let's try, we tried environmental last time, let's do it again. Let's do Caltrans, we did Caltrans last time, why not? Let's see if we're lucky and we hit anything here. So here you go. Probably the same RFPs, right? So you can see that, you know, even though we saw these on the Caltrans website, you'll see the same RFPs here that we've collected and we put on this database. So you can come here and quickly look for, and this is Caltrans, but you can look for others. If we had partners that were also providing opportunities, you can do that as well. Now, let's try this. Let's click off of Caltrans, and let's hit the filter results again and see if we get anything more. Okay, excellent. So here now you have the San Diego County has an on-call multiple provider hazardous substance removal service, right? And OCTA. So OCTA has another project here that's a partner project that is also has environmental in one of the keywords, right? So again, this is available for free. Now let's take a look at the Match Advantage page really quick. So let's go ahead. Now this you'll need a password for. Go ahead and type it in. Okay. Now what you'll find here, there's a couple things you'll need to do here. And what we do is, if you're part of this program, we'll help you walk through this. In fact, we'll set this up for you. So we'll walk you through it. But essentially, you enter the search criteria. So you enter the keywords or the NAICS codes you're looking for. Then once you see the results you like, then you subscribe. You hit the subscribe button. You put in your email address, and that's it. You're done. So here, if you wanted to, for example, we could click the same word again. We could click environmental, and then we could hit search. And if you like what you see, then you can sign up. Now, what you would have to do is for every keyword or even NAICS code that you wanted to sign up for, you would have to sign up separately so that the system can provide you with multiple NAICS codes. It is limited in that I believe it only allows you to sign up for one NAICS code at a time. But this now, once you sign up, you would automatically get these opportunities sent to you to the email that you provided the system. Let's move on to the next slide. And I want to talk to you about other bidding strategies. Those of you that are smaller companies may not have a established bid and proposal strategy or bid and proposal process. Now, if you're interested, if you're not already part of the DB Advantage program and you're interested in joining, this is something that we can assist you in developing and creating and helping you get through. But I would recommend those of you that are just looking at a different bidding or a bidding strategy in general is to seriously consider pre-bid meetings. A lot of the pre-proposal or pre-bid meetings now allow you to participate via phone call. And I think it's extremely important, especially those of you that are in services, because you learn a lot through that pre-bid conference or pre-bid meeting. There's information that's provided that's not in the solicitation, and you also get a chance, obviously, to network with other potential team members, maybe even understand your competitors, and so forth. I also strongly recommend attending outreach events. Outreach events are extremely important when they include the prime contractors and the local agency or agencies, and they are covering bid opportunities or look ahead in that outreach event. I think those are the outreach events that I would strongly recommend attending. And then Also, looking at conferences and expos, the California Construction Expo just occurred last week, and I think there was about 1,200 people attended that, 1,100 plus people attended that. But there were a significant number of primes there looking for small businesses and DBEs, right? So this is another opportunity for you to, come up with a business development strategy. And then the other thing I do, and we do as a firm, is also ask for the plan holders list. You can't make it to the pre-bid. You're not aware. Many times the agency, for example, a local agency here in Los Angeles, doesn't provide you with the plan holders list. Well, if you call them, call the buyer, whoever the buyer is in the solicitation, and you ask them for it, they'll send it to you. So, and that way you can start to earmark those primes that you're interested in calling or reaching out to for potential teaming as a subcontractor. And that's very important.